Hello, and welcome to E14's Crazy Train. Yeah, anyone?
No,
Woo!
let you. Hey!
Nuts!
No.
I agree.
I bought a first class ticket so I don't have to talk to any of you.
Alright, so you're a really good one to have on this podcast.
Don't talk to me.
So I'm your host, Rob Wade. With me is Omer Ibrahim.
I don't like trains at all.
You don't like trains?
No, I don't.
Alright, well.
I have a car.
Do you like
I have two broken down cars, but...
Do you like craziness?
I like crazy...
Well,
no.
you're half right. No.
No. None of us should be on this podcast.
So welcome to the podcast with no guests.
Fuck you.
I think I'm here.
Who's I? It's Blake. Hey, it's Blake Armour.
Hi.
How do you feel about trains and craziness?
They're alright.
Well, there's the anchor of the show.
You're my rock play. And with me as well is Brad Harmer.
You can't get coffee.
This is not that kind of deal.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry about
I don't
that.
know coffee.
Alright, fair enough.
The trolley comes by later.
Drinks and snacks. We really are on the train. So,
Trolley.
Does anybody else want anything?
No, we're good. Can we get some peanuts?
Yeah, sure.
No, not those ones. Pull my tie.
anyway, so this is the podcast for Emotionally 14. We did try this once, didn't we?
Yes.
And but just the setup we had was geographically impaired by the fact that we weren't in the same room, and it did mean it was much more difficult to record.
Yeah,
I
I've
think-
always said that.
Yeah.
That's what held back that band I was in with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Basically, he didn't realise he was in the band with me, so
Right.
I had to write everything.
Yep.
I had to play even bass. I was playing bass for Paul McCartney's band because he never turned up.
Okay.
I had that problem when I had an affair with Kylie Minogue.
All right.
She didn't know about it.
Ah. So when you say you had an affair with Kylie Minogue...
Wait. When were you seeing Kylie?
Well, when she had two boobs.
Wow. 2 minutes 14. Before we got a wince from Brad. Fucking hell. Alright, so let's kick off with something vague to talk about. So the idea of this is basically, because it's called the Crazy Train, it doesn't have rails. So we can just go off in any direction, but we do have some subjects that we've been reminding to each other to bring up.
So the Crazy Train without rail, that's a car.
Alright.
Or a hovercraft.
So
We got hovercraft.
now,
Yeah. In fact, it's not so much a crazy train as an ambivalent hovercraft.
see, this is the thing.
You're more likely to get ambivalenthovercraft.com than you are crazytrain.com.
I hear what you're saying. However, what I would point out is, which sounds cooler, the Crazy Train or the bog standard car?
No, I think ambivalent hovercraft.
Yeah.
Ambivalous.
Yes.
Let's invent some words for a podcast. That was 3 minutes.
Welcome to the Ipsloop.
I personally prefer depressed trike.
Press trike. I've got 3 wheels, but why bother? I could get by with 2.
Lunatic Chinook.
Yes, dear. Anyway, so
Fuck cycle.
You sell those?
isn't that masturbate, cry, repeat?
Yeah.
That's my fuck cycle. So, Omer,
Hello.
you asked me to remind you about something you did to a dog. I really wish you'd been a little bit more specific, but let's just go from there. So what did you do to a dog? Specifically this one you reminded me.
Oh, not Patrick, the other dog.
No.
Don't want one of your generic dog anecdotes.
I took one for a walk once.
Which there are 8.
No, yesterday my girlfriend has a dog called Roxy. It's a staff, but a really friendly one, not one of those dickhead. It's going to kill your dogs. So
So no.
I thought you were doing big box, little box.
Throw some shapes while you tell the story.
That's dancing to
Can't think it works really well over audio.
Yeah. Anyway, so the dog's really, really friendly. She's jumping around, and she just kind of sits on the bed in front of me. And I think I was unwrapping a DVD or something, and the shrink wrap that comes off, kind of fell on her head, and it just stayed there.
Okay.
I'm like, right, this dog's an idiot. So I took a sticker,
A reasonable
and stuck
assumption.
that to her head. Thought that worked really, really well. I took the sticker off, rolled it into a little tube, stuck that on her head, took a piece of paper, drew a cock and balls on it, stuck that on the dog's head and just let it wander around the house.
Alright.
Sending cock and ball messages to everybody that came in.
See,
When you say a sticker, was it something from like a football sticker album or something?
No.
why is football...
Had.
Why is football such a touchy subject for you?
I have no idea.
Because I've seen you kick off when we watch Match of the Day too.
2 kick-offs every time we watch a football game.
The game, and then you just go, Dah!
Yeah, and I have no emotional problem with football or footballers or cheating fucking girls.
She loved football, didn't she?
My ex used to love football. Football, cock.
Bradford City.
All of Bradford City. Actually, in Stanley, I've had all of them.
Now she sounded at all.
No, not at all.
Because I met her, you can't get away with that shit. Anyway, is it weird that the first thing my brain went to when you said you put the shrink wrap on the dog and you put the price sticker on the dog was I'd have tried to return it to HMV.
You can't return anything to HMV these days.
No,
I'd have
got a gift card.
Yeah, maybe. How much would I get for this dog?
Yeah.
I'd have got a gift card.
It's on the system.
Nobody's traded in one of these before.
I'll just send off for a price.
You know, I can't help but notice that all your anecdotes are northern, and I do feel like pointing out there is a CEX in Gillingham, so you can travel there without having to go all the way up north.
No, it's Chatham. Gillingham has an cheaper version of CEX called Cash Generator.
Nice.
They couldn't even afford CEX in their town.
They couldn't afford the shop where you give in all your shit.
Yeah.
So they got
Cash Generator sounds like a Saturday night ITV game show from the mid-90s.
Welcome to Cash Generator!
Yeah. Who would host that? Carol Warden, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and Les Dennis would be in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's obviously desperate for the work.
Neil Buchanan.
Yeah, that's it.
I've seen his band.
Neil Buchanan.
That was shit. But they had a song called This Is Art Attack. It was fun.
Nice. I've seen Neil Buchanan do
What
an
sort
art
of stuff is it?
It's hard rock, kind of pub rock.
Okay.
Bullshit. They're called Marseille.
Okay.
Good fun.
Yeah.
And he obviously knows who he is and who he was, and he made a big thing out of it.
Sure.
And people had like signs that he was pointing out
They
how
made
shit they were.
themselves,
At no point, at no point did he point at the signs in the crowd and say, "This is an art attack." He just said, "That's shit."
Did he actually say that?
He said, "I'm Neil Buchanan, and that sign is shit."
That's...
It was amazing.
When I tell you my Neil Buchanan story, you'll realise what a douche he is for that. Because I've seen him do the big art attacks in a cinema foyer where I used to work, and he doesn't do them.
How do you mean?
Somebody else lays them down,
Right.
and he gets recorded pulling them apart, and then they flip it and reverse it, which is why it's got music over the top. He's a fucking fraud.
There's a great story there about him as well. Was a comedian I used to work with, bumped into him. I think it was Brighton, don't hold me to that. He bumped into him. He said, "Oh, you're Neil Buchanan?" "Oh, yeah, cool, nice to meet you." And Neil Buchanan said to him, "Do you want an autograph?" And he said, "No, get all right." And that's why I've never ever offered an autograph to anyone, because if someone says that, there's no contact.
It's crushing, isn't it?
Do you want an autograph?
Nah, I'm good.
No.
I've got.
Yeah, but I mean, if he just said yes, would somebody else would just come in and signed it for him? He'd have been like, you'd shut your eyes.
Yeah, and then they reverse the film.
You'd shut your eyes, and then like he would just go, "There you go. I definitely signed this. Wasn't somebody else." He has a little midget under his jumper, you know.
Now what he does?
1 minute.
So what he'd actually do,
one autograph.
Now, see, what he'd actually do is he'd get somebody else to sign it, and then he'd just record himself just writing it backwards.
Like Rosie and Jim, when you could see the writing underneath.
Yeah, why not? Basically, he'd have a Tipex pen in his hand, and he'd just record. He'd just do it backwards over the top.
I hope he's not listening.
I'm sure he's not.
Neil Buchanan, draw me a picture.
He's in the cupboard.
Even Neil Buchanan has better things to do than that.
It's true.
Even Neil Buchanan.
Like playing a band and tell people their signs are shit.
Exactly. You know, being a douche is much more of a full-time job.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
But being a douche backwards.
An eckogen? An e-chode? No, that works. We'll coin it. Brilliant.
We're calling it a chode.
An e-chode.
E-chode.
Yeah. It's like douche backwards, but rearranged so that it can actually be a word and not just.
You mean? Anyway, that was my dog story.
No, thank you for that.
I apparently drew a dog backwards on my cock and balls with Neil Buchanan.
And then tried to return it to HMV.
I'm glad you're listening about as much as I was.
for a CEX gift card. So how was everybody's Valentine's Day? Because that was recent, wasn't it? I just like to hear. Look, you say that, but actually I oven baked a pizza and watched Dread on Blu-ray, so I envied very few.
I had sex.
You got me there.
Did I?
What? I can't remember if
we did.
or not, did we?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because we're not really in the same band.
When I said warm up for the podcast, I meant just like, be funny, not just...
No, we're warming up like in Rocky.
Oh, just
on the beach, shaking hands.
Bang,
punching beef.
Banging one out. Punching beef.
Is that what the kids call it now? Oh yeah, so I also punch beef.
How many times do you punch beef in a day?
2
Until it's tender.
2 to 4.
How do you punch beef to dread?
Huh? You'd be amazed. Every time he says incendiary.
There's not many films you can't back to if you try hard enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like maybe the piano.
Well, there's a jailbait Anna Paquin.
Oh.
Kylie Minogue's live talk. No, we've come now.
Yeah, just the one. I really hope she's not listening.
No, I mean, no, I'm still hoping I have a shot with her.
Yeah, seriously, it'll just affect my remote chance of having
I had a
sex.
shot with her.
I think if Nick Cave's had a go, she can't be that picky.
That's fair enough, yeah. Well, that means PJ Harvey's still on the table as well. So to speak.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah, fair enough. More for me.
She should get off the table, really.
Yeah. PJ,
been there for ages.
that's just silly. That's just impractical. It's dangerous. You're wearing heels. You could fall.
Madame Tussauds, she's on a piano.
Blake's become our resident safety officer. Podcast safety technician.
Oh, no, get off the table. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to have material.
Get out of here, Kylie Minogue, you sexy wench.
PJ Harvey had one really, really good song, then she split from Duncan and you never heard of her.
They're inseparable on Saturday Night TV, but she looks really, really bad.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue split up once.
Please, the name of all is
Jesus.
stop it.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. So what was yours like?
I went to work, and that was about it. My girlfriend informed me that she had left my Valentine's Day card that she bought weeks before with her friend, so I didn't get a Valentine's Day card.
That's the ultimate, fucking non-prep, isn't it? Like, you spend weeks and weeks and weeks just getting something ready, and then you leave it somewhere.
Yeah, no, she hadn't even signed it yet or anything.
No, you signed it.
So essentially she gave her friend a Valentine's Day card.
Nice.
With nothing written in it. I'm hoping she used it for her boyfriend. That would be quite fun.
Male or female friend?
Female.
Hot?
Yeah.
Alright.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know who this is.
She'll hear that.
No, well, we haven't named a name, so it's fine.
That's fine. She'll know who she is.
We've got no
Dave.
fear.
Wink.
No fear of legal recourse. We're all good.
Kylie.
She's not listening.
Yeah, and then
if she's still listening, she's a sucker for punishment.
Yeah.
And she's also phoned her lawyers.
Yeah. Allegedly.
No, and then I cooked a little 3-course meal thing.
Yeah.
Italian style food, and it was fine.
Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you cook it Taliban. Yeah, and that was about as romantic as I'd ever get. I didn't even get her a card because she didn't give me one. I was like, oh, well, I knew you wouldn't.
That's a bit a little bit kind of retaliatory.
I cooked for dinner. I was separating egg whites from yolks in the kitchen, and she got me nothing. So I think we're even.
I just like the idea that you were just like, oh, well, you didn't get me a card. I bought you one, but I shredded it.
Fuck you.
Happy Valentine's Day, bitch. Brad?
We had a kebab.
Kebab, nice. Yeah. What kind?
Shish. Not a fan of doner.
I'm a chicken fan, personally. It's chicken shish.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I like lamb or chicken. I tend to alternate.
I have a mix.
Yeah.
Actually, I tend to have one of every kebab because I'm a big fat turd.
What sauce do you have on your kebab?
Mayonnaise or barbecue.
Got mayonnaise.
Yeah. No, I don't got mayonnaise.
But of course, fun fact, you can't have chilli. So.
No, I can't eat. I don't like spicy food. So.
Or football.
Or food.
Did you, when you were a kid, did you enjoy those Panini sticker albums, or do they now, looking back, just like...
Yeah, now it's just like a tally check. God, she started young.
I've got a silver one.
Shiny. got need shiny.
Did you see what she did with Pogs?
Yeah, I dread to think.
No.
Did anyone else collect Tazo, the Star Wars Tazo?
Yeah.
Under the delusion that they'd be worth something one day, and now everyone you know has a complete set.
I don't think I ever completed this. I think I was short one or two. Just random ones that just...
We've got a complete set in the binder, so I'm probably in this room.
Do you know whose else is short one or two?
It's not your mum and dad.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know who's short one or two.
Blake, what did you do?
How about you, Blake?
I had steak.
Nice. Oh, you beat us all.
Yeah, it was an M&S steak.
Oh,
it's not just
it's not just steak. It's definitely not horse.
Yeah.
It's a shame, because I quite like horse.
Can we get on the, just like put it out there that everybody whinging about the fact that the lasagna contains horse to just shut the fuck up?
Yeah, because horse is... I wish I could get horse more often.
Seriously?
I went out and bought beef because I thought I hadn't had horse for ages.
So beef is like a conciliatory horse.
Yeah, I mean, you can have ostrich, you can have kangaroo, you can have alligator over here.
Yeah.
Why is horse so hard to get hold of?
It's a fair point.
Because they run really fast.
To be fair, it's actually quite easy to get a horse over here.
Yeah, no,
just Pritt stick.
You just grab one and punch it.
Yeah. You buy a Pritt stick.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Because they can take a whack.
You can reverse engineer a Pritt stick.
Well, Neil Buchanan can, yeah.
Yeah, you can. Get somebody else to just, buy him a Pritt stick and then
No, it's more, I think it was the lied to aspect that people are pissed about. That's what I'd be pissed about. Like, I've probably eaten it, but if I want to eat something, I'll eat that.
Yeah.
That's without dragging the argument too far. Basically, tell me what I'm eating. But if people, and again, not to dive into conspiracy theories, but if people really knew some of the shit they were eating, the horse thing wouldn't even fucking touch the sides.
Absolutely, but I'm also
Soylent Green is awesome.
It varies from person to person, I know. But it's. I agree, but at the same time, I would point out that the fact that everybody's like, "Oh fuck, horse DNA," suggests that they didn't know what was going on, and it was more.
I don't like when people assuming it's horse meat because horse DNA doesn't necessarily imply horse meat. It could be eyeballs.
A very randy horse who's just inseminating all the cows.
Teeth.
Is that like Randy Orton?
A bit like Randy Orton.
Randy Horse.
Randy Horston.
Okay, no. No KO.
No KO. Yeah.
Help me out here.
Smegma.
Oh, no.
Horse-related Randy Orton puns, Rob. You must have 10.
Well, my top 5.
My top 5 Randy Orton horse-related puns.
How did we get from here to steak?
We could backtrack.
What else did you do?
No, wait. I think Neil Buchanan could go backwards from steak to horses to back to your conversation.
Yeah, there it is.
Steak.
Neil Buchanan.
It was one of those pay 20 quid to get us a very, very small meal from M&S.
Oh, yeah.
Cereals that they do.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get it wrong and get an S&M meal.
Yeah. I did that once. Not good.
Comes with a riding crop, which is back to horses.
Yeah.
And
that's how I fit a ball gag to a horse.
Twice.
Bizarrely, thanks to my university days, I can say yes, I have.
Broke Blake. Anyway, yeah, so you had a small piece of meat.
Yeah, I had a small bit of meat and a potato, I think.
Just one potato?
They were called rusty cakes, and they were essentially hash browns. People don't know.
For posh.
But Paul their side contained about 4. Bearing in mind it's meant to be a meal for 2, so you basically got 2 hash browns.
Did you say they're called rusty cakes?
And that was meant to be your dinner?
Rusty cakes.
Salmon rusty
rusty.
Cakes.
Okay. I can only eat potato things they're named after the famous authors.
They're a bit like cakes, only really prog.
Okay. They're like cakes, but in 6th form.
We've got some Salvador Pro lines.
And just watched the film. I think it was Mirror Mirror or something.
Oh, no, I've seen that. Is that the Snow White one?
Yeah, it's the Julia Roberts.
Yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it. I don't think it was the best film I've ever seen, obviously, but it was fun.
It was a film.
Yeah.
I think that's how I classify it.
It made me chuckle a few times, put it that way.
I think we had a Modern Family marathon, actually.
That sounds pretty
Which is a bit like a Modern Family of Snickers.
I've got 3 of those.
There's no dread, let's put it that way.
No, this is true. But,
My Modern Family marathon would just involve 4 people wheezing. We're all quite fat.
It's pretty hard.
One of them's pregnant.
Considering how much work one had on a football pitch, that's pretty good.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on a couple of things that happened to me last night at the pub.
But it wasn't your penis.
It wasn't.
Rob's penis is huge, mate.
It is apparently like a fire hose.
It's the reason he's having to
Holding a
sit
baby's
so
arm?
far from the mic right now. We need a pop shield.
When he gets a semi, it's more like a fishing rod, where it's stiff to the end and then it just dangles. Because there's not enough blood, and he just passes out.
Yeah, it's a major pain.
He stole my fair share of penis.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you need to rethink that sentence.
It does sound like a gay cock blocked you.
Does that mean you?
Oh, he stole my fair share of penis.
He didn't punch your beef, did he?
Anyway, so there's 2 things about last night that stuck out in my mind.
Boobs.
Which,
Nothing.
No. Although there was some there too.
Nice.
Yeah, I got this. Football.
No!
There we go. So, after the pub I went to Subway. I don't know if you've ever been to Subway in Rochester on a Saturday night. It's an experience. Nice. So the guy behind me in the queue, when he got up to the till and I asked him what he wanted, he said a pen and paper. And it's one of those moments where I really wish...
Do you want cheese and toast?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted the person behind the till to be in automatic mode and just be like, okay, what bread do you want there? Anyway,
Doesn't matter. They'll taste the same.
it's true. So he
I fucking eat a pen in Subway. I think it's healthier than some of this shit.
quite possibly,
Yeah.
certainly. You've got the 6-inch subs, which are like a calorie and a half or some shit, but you've also got the ones that are just like flaming bags of lard.
We've got the 6-inch sub, and then there's a foot long, which you'd obviously have, and I'd have a tiny little roll.
I always have the foot long. Yeah.
I should imagine.
For the sake of canon.
I always do. I always have a foot long, so I'm always kind of hopeful I'm going to get a foot long turd out of it at the end.
It doesn't. Yeah, no. We've
Just to
been
see, am I going to curve it round?
No, we've
Is
been
it going to gently sink and spiral like a dog poo?
Really?
Will it be a cobra?
Or is it going to come out sideways?
I really wish.
It's coming out of your mouth at the minute.
I really wish that conversation that we had before, where I explained to you why that wouldn't work, stuck in your mind. Anyway, so he gets the pen and paper from the guy behind the till, and he starts writing. And I can only assume that either he spoke Dutch or he was that pissed that it was incoherent. Because I had a vague look at him, just kind of glancing in that direction, and I couldn't see what words were in there. I didn't see words.
You were pretty drunk yourself.
I was pretty drunk myself, but
Nice.
certainly able to hold a conversation, and I was still able
You were in Subway, so you were quite intoxicated.
I'm still in the top half of intelligence in the room, yeah, for sure. And I mean, he got the pen and paper, he started writing it out, and then he starts striking up a conversation with me while my sandwich is getting cooked. Now, I can't remember how he started off, but I do remember at one point he was standing next to me as I was choosing my vegetables, and when I said jalapenos, he went, "Jalapenos!" And I was like, "That's right."
Yep, that's the thing.
These are facts.
It wasn't Dutch.
No, jalapenos. And he starts the conversation with me from that, like a jumping off point of any. If you're going to jump off, you can jump off with the vaguest choice.
You like jalapenos? How about Kylie Minogue's tits?
One vegetable out of the choice is just a jumping off point. And he starts talking to me, and he keeps trying to shake my hand, which is weird to me because I've got a thing about personal space.
Yeah.
So for me,
You're such a big penis, you need so much.
well, there is that. It's almost like a meter.
Seriously, he slings it around his neck like a scarf.
Notice I didn't come in wearing a scarf. Just saying.
Nice.
Interesting episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, talk about TARDIS.
You should see his big foot.
I'm in the retardis.
You're in the retard.
The retardis. I'm going back in time.
Small on the inside, and he's on the outside.
I think that was my car.
See, that Doctor Who, to me, you just like put him in a normal phone box and just leave him there and walk away. Probably get away with it.
Oh, I'm in time.
I'm going to helmet on.
Well, this is my time helmet.
Anyway.
Look at my screwdriver. That's a fork.
Yeah, see, that mistake came up in Subway as well. So
Well, you wanted a screwdriver and you gave him a fork.
yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
They didn't even do cutlery, it's weird. So he was talking to me, and he said, and he explained why he was writing something down. He said, "Oh, there's a bloke over there I don't like." It's like, okay,
I'm writing a spell.
yeah, well, that's a yeah, get drunk, obtain pen and paper.
Sorry, I'm writing a spool.
I'm an expert in witchcraft.
Goose turned me into a frog.
Meanwhile, the ball the crazy train.
And the world crazy. This is why we call it the crazy train, because I'm like this.
Yeah.
It's great. That's why I wouldn't have it any other way. Took it first.
Hurry up, go.
Anyway,
Story.
so
Do it.
he says to me, "There's this guy over there I don't like," and he's pissed and working class, so he doesn't sound quite like me. Well, in that order.
What, mate? Oh, no, pretty funny.
I have too much to drink. I'm too pissed.
Go.
Yeah, I know.
Story.
I'm trying.
Pissed
Trying to
working
pick- trying
class.
to pick thread. So he's talking to me, and he says, "Oh, there's a bloke over there I don't like." And you got to tell people what you think of him. It's like, yeah, but not written down. And also, like that note's going to be no help to him because he's going to be like, "Oh, I see he time bandit,
Expecto Patronus.
time bandit wand Expelliarmus." All right,
the retarded.
so I'm guessing he doesn't like me then. Not my biggest fan. Now, see, the other thing was at the pub was, and I want to bring this up because I want to get your opinions on this. There was an epic debate, and this was something that had obviously gone on before, and they because two people were there who were part of this debate, and one of them was telling me while the other one was on their way, "Oh, there's this big debate. I want to hear where you come down this." And I actually abstained because I think there's too many variables. Also, I carried it out, but because I wouldn't have been able to be partial, basically, given the two people who were in the debate. So
One met boobs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
So the debate went, who would win in a fight between
me,
Sonic and friends, so Tails, Knuckles, Amy. Has he got any other friends? Shadow, thank you.
Yeah, he's black.
He's got the token black friend.
Yeah. No, they created a black character, like it's supposed to be a black character, and then gave him a gun because they couldn't think of anything more racist.
I think he collected watermelon.
Was the indication that the blue one was supposed to be white then?
Yeah, well, I guess.
So I guess so.
I don't know, but he wore really cheesy sneakers.
Yeah, he wore cheesy sneakers, he's a massive douche, and if you look really closely, he's got big thick frame glasses on.
And collects rings.
And like Studio Ghibli. And so, Sonic and his friends,
Right.
or a pack of raptors. I mean,
when you say raptors,
yeah, velociraptors.
do you mean velociraptors?
As opposed
Not
to
to get-
Toronto Raptors or whatever it is.
Not the airplane.
Or the,
Well, yeah,
or
we're
the
going
basketball team.
to get super nerdy here, right? Because dinosaurs was a big thing in this game. Are we talking the Jurassic Park velociraptors, as everybody thinks of them? Because those velociraptors were about a foot tall.
Right.
Yeah.
And not very vicious at all.
Okay.
Or, like, there's different things called, like, an Utheraptor, and loads of different ones which were bigger and what you might think of as a raptor.
You thought Shadow was sad.
Yeah, seriously.
So is it Velociraptor from Jurassic Park? That animal, if it were real. Because that animal isn't a Velociraptor.
Okay, no, we're talking canonical velociraptor then.
Right, that's about a foot tall and feathery like a chicken.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
no, Sonic.
Appearance is kind of irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
With Shadow with a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there is that. I didn't think of that. My argument was,
What
where are they
sort
fighting?
of gun?
I think it's
No, all the black people in Jurassic
He's
Park.
basically like Dante, I think.
So he's got like flintlocks in.
No, Dante.
No, he has like a machine gun. He has a stereotypical black man gun.
Yeah, like
It was I think it's a couple of Desert Eagle getting hung sideways. Or
No,
Yeah, the trigger is actually on sideways.
9 mil on his
Desert
side.
Eagle and eviscerated was.
I'm not racist,
Or even a
Sega is.
Styrolean one.
Diners, yeah.
I like raptors at the best.
And Sonic could
I mean, I'm all for the raptors. I fucking love dinosaurs. But
Okay,
if we're talking an actual velociraptor from history,
okay.
it's a chicken. It's basically a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
would have hunted insects and.
however, its advantage
And
over Sonic and
rodents.
Friends is that it's real.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
it
that.
actually happened at some point. Yeah, that was one of the key arguments for the person in favour of the raptors.
And
was
I'm
the
worried
raptors actually
Sort of
happened.
people you hang out with. And this
Why?
is
Did the guy from
crazy.
Subway come up with this argument?
No.
Sonic.
Sonic and Friends versus raptors.
Was this what was written on the note?
Surely it would end. Surely the entire thing, if it were to come to pass, would end in a no contest. Because even if the Raptors sort of killed most of Sonic and Friends, Sonic could just run away.
Yeah, I think they should all mutually agree to feed Tails to the raptors.
That works.
Yeah. Fuck.
No one
Well,
likes
basically, all Sonic has to do is to
In the
run
game,
towards the
actually,
Raptors, because Tails
when
is
you play
following where
this
we
game,
go
you
anyway.
just kind of dropped it aside after.
What was that, sorry?
On Sonic 2, if you
Yeah.
played you could play in a second pad and play as Tails.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really. If you got left behind, you got left behind, and you were screwed.
Whereas every raptor in the pack is equal.
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go. No
If we're
race.
talking Jurassic Park raptors with their breed of intelligence,
Let's go with those then.
right. Those guys would have more of a chance.
I think that would
I
be
think-
what they meant.
I think because Sonic doesn't really have an attack other than jumping.
Okay.
Where's
Right.
Dr. Robotnik in all this?
Well, no, he wouldn't. He would.
He's
be,
not friend,
He'd
he's
probably
back.
be on the side of the raptors.
Because I wasn't sure if it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, but
Well,
I
he would
wasn't sure
probably-
if you were saying Raptors versus
Let's-
Sonic's universe.
Let's an amazing scenario where
Sonic's kind of good guy friends.
Sonic and friends are fighting the raptors who have been modified by Dr. Robotnik into massive killers.
Robo-raptors.
Don't fucking joke, because when I was about 8, 9, or I can't remember, but whenever Jurassic Park 2 was out, we imagined Jurassic Park 9,
Okay.
right, or whatever, like, ridiculous number, where, like, because as most stories go, and then all of a sudden the Velociraptors would gain technology. And this is exactly what I talked about when I was a small child. So we've just entered a weird expert opinion from me that Velociraptors with laser vision are quite fucking deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there
Well,
we go.
we are talking unmodified raptors.
Right, okay,
as
well,
opposed
I
to,
don't know, then maybe.
with a +1
I don't know,
shield and
fucking-
all that shit.
I don't know, maybe getting laid would win.
Would it?
Yeah, maybe.
So in the battle of... So you're basically... Your answer, Omer, is
Yeah.
in the battle of Sonic and Friends versus Raptors, sex wins.
Yeah.
I said...
No, I mean, not in this.
Oh, I'm imagining Sonic Jurassic Park / fiction.
No,
I-
Slash was another one of the hedgehogs.
Was it?
Yeah, he was
Was
in
he
Guns N' Roses.
His job was to play really long guitar solos, trying to put as many notes as he could into a 30-second gap.
He was also in Genesis.
Yeah.
Everybody was in Genesis.
Everybody was in Genesis.
Samuel L. Jackson was in Genesis once.
And Jurassic Park.
And Jurassic Park.
And
Well, there we go. And how many movies was that from Sonic to Jurassic Park? I think we could do that. How many movies from Sonic to Jurassic Park?
Sonic to Jurassic Park. Well, you have to basically put some Sonic in some sort of context. So, what, like a voice actor?
Actually, I can do that really easily.
Go for it.
Sonic was a Mega Drive game. Jurassic Park was a Mega Drive game.
Yeah, Blake wins.
Blake, the resident safety and resident buzzkill. Well, actually, they're both games.
That's a good game, actually.
Which one?
Resident Buzzkiller.
Is it exploring an abandoned old mansion by a cranky old guy who just is a little bit racist?
It's not punching bees.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, that's...
Weren't you saying that you had a project involving punching bees?
What?
You got some new project on or something?
Oh, in the chess tournament.
How does that involve punching bees?
No, it doesn't. That was a tangent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember you
Resident
telling me.
Buzzkiller is about punching bees.
No, I get that.
No, that's your chess name, isn't it?
No.
Buzzkiller.
I've never actually played chess before.
Right.
So it was...
Well, I mean, I can see why it jumped out at you.
But basically, my mate, my grand Steve, he had to drop out of a chess tournament.
Right.
And he said, there's a top prize of 25
Did he break his leg?
So I thought, well, I could learn to play... If it cost me 10 quid to buy a book on how to learn to play chess...
And a chessboard.
Then I'm still going to be... Oh, yeah. Well, I basically thought, this time, if I won...
Right.
I could at least break even, and then I'll be quids in for the next chess tournament that came along.
Because you got all the kit.
Yeah, you got
all the kit. Do you have to supply your own chess tournament? Chessboard.
No, I think the board's...
Just supply your own tournament. I brought some friends!
No, when you go there, all the pieces of supply, but you obviously need a bit to kit to practice with.
Oh,
yeah.
But I didn't buy a board, I just drew one.
Right,
Right. Did you draw the pieces?
No, I had
okay, right, because they need to...
And I drew a board, and I tried playing it solo for a while. So I did Usborne's first book of chess.
Right.
Okay.
It wasn't especially helpful because basically I felt the manual was a bit vague.
So I've got two questions.
Well, there's no real theme behind it. You've got these wooden pieces.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get over there and kill that guy, but there's no historical context as such.
There's no historical context to the game of chess.
No, if you're playing...
One of the most historical games of all time.
If you're playing Arkham Horror, you know you're in 1920s Massachusetts. If you're playing Space Hulk, you know you're in a collapsing space...
But what is the Queen's motivation to save her king?
Exactly. But so I basically refined...
Why is the bishop not raping the
I decided to play it very cleverly and take the title almost literally, and I rethemed it as a Game of Thrones version.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you just flip over the board and fuck it. Everybody's dead and everybody's fucked.
Oh, the Walking Dead chess game.
Nomir isn't interested.
So rather than it being black and white, I
everybody tells him he should be.
Starks versus Lannisters, and it worked quite well for a while. I even managed to get a small picture of Sean Bean at Radio Times and just kind of sellotaped it to the front of the king piece.
Oh, well, that's a good way to ensure that you fucking lose.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they said when I got to the tournament. They said you can't use Sean Bean piece because it's supposedly a lucky charm. You're not allowed them.
Oh, so they did what they did to him in Ronin, where he just had to fuck off halfway through.
Yeah. Or indeed most films he's in.
Yeah, well, there is that. He either dies or has to fuck off.
While we're on Game of Thrones, why it is that I read the book. We've argued about it before. The Game of Thrones book seems to me like it's written by a 14-year-old boy who's never touched a sword or a boob.
Okay.
And when you look him up,
I wrote it. Age 14.
Right, like I hesitate to say I'm a history expert. I'm a history buff.
You're into your history.
I love ancient history.
You're an aficionado.
And I know, like, don't get me wrong, Game of Thrones is fantasy.
Okay.
But in the book, people are swinging and throwing bastard and hand and a half swords.
Swinging boobs.
Swinging boobs around. No, it was a line, right? And it was probably nearly a year ago I started to read the book. I put it down after chapter 3, first Game of Thrones book. And I just couldn't get it because of the line, and it's something to do with putting perfume on a girl before she was being offered up to somebody to be married. I really don't know. And the line was something along the lines of, like, she was putting perfume on her neck, I think it was some on her breast, and then the line was, and down there in her special place. Right? I cannot fucking take seriously any book that mentions a special place. Like, even like some of the books, like, you've read the Raven books. Yeah. Charles Christian's Raven, right? And there is a sex scene in one of those.
Yeah, it's really good.
And yes, it's really well written. And I don't think he actually ever refers to a vagina as a vagina or any other word. He just explores what's going on. It's very short. It's about 2 paragraphs because the book is not about sex.
By the time I first had sex, it was about 2 paragraphs.
And I thought No, I can't read this. And the sword fights were just... I'm sure the series is great. I didn't have Sky when it premiered. I never got to catch up with it. And the box set's 27 quid in most places.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Which is like, that's a bit much for me to spring out on all at once.
Okay, so Brad's got a...
So I'll get to the chess tournament.
Now, hang on, before you carry on, I have 2 questions based off the part of the story you've told up till now.
Right, yeah.
1, what fucking hobby shop sells chess pieces without the board?
Oh shit! They're behind me.
Oh, you fucking kidding me?
In the set.
They actually do
set
that?
of chessmen.
That's retarded.
There are fucking sitting
Basically, I'm a bit like Kevin Spacey in Usual Suspects. I just draw stories from what's in the room around me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I should imagine as well, like they're sold probably because some people, you get like park benches that have chess sets, chessboards on them.
Not the benches so much.
No, not the bench.
Benches don't have
There's a rook on my cock.
I move my bishop.
I'll move your bishop. But yeah, so I should imagine that's why they sell chess pieces on. Anyway,
Yeah, what was your second
the other question is, why is he called Migraine Steve?
Funny story,
All right.
but I don't know it.
Oh, okay. Carry on. Yeah. So you get to the chess tournament.
Yeah, I get there and I look on seedings and I'm not actually listed down there, but because
was Migraine Steve listed?
Migraine Steve was there and he's turned up as well. So
Annie's turned up.
He turned up.
Annie's playing as well. Who's Annie?
Migraine Steve has turned up as well.
With his girlfriend Annie.
When Migraine Steve has said he's not coming,
Annie can solo
it
be
turns
awesome
out-
at chess.
Migraine Steve's turned up as well. So I'm like, Steve, not being funny, I'm 25 quid down now.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I felt a bit better. And I said, well, it's not that good, is
No.
it?
Well, I mean, it's
So I
just
said, tell you what, we've got an hour until the tournament starts. Why don't me and you play for the first?
Why don't we punch the beef?
Why don't we have a match to see who actually managed to go through the tournament? So I got my dice out.
Right, already? This isn't... Okay, carry on.
Where did the dice
I've got my Game of Thrones condoms on.
No, I've got my chess piece out, I've got my dice
I
out.
put my bishop in his
And he
special
said,
place.
What you got the dice for? I said, well, if you're not bringing... You've got to bring your own dice to play chess with. Because otherwise I ain't know how many spaces you go around the board.
Right, I think this
So I brought the dice, you're supposed to supply for money,
Right?
and I wanted to be the dog as well.
No.
Brad, when you got sold this set of chess pieces, by any chance did the box look like it had been opened before?
Was the guy who sold it to you drunk? Was it the guy from Subway?
He seemed Dutch.
Oh, here are some choice pieces.
I'm running here, Bishop.
I've written the instructions myself. Lose no in a Subway.
Anyway,
Here they were.
long story short, I got disqualified from a chess tournament for inserting the bishop into my grand state.
Sorry, that was long story short.
Oh, it went on for about 4 hours.
Oh, gee.
So I'm 25 quid down. I've not even got a set of chess pieces out of it. It's something called Banupaloo, apparently. And I don't think I'll play chess again.
We need these for overdoings.
And to be fair, you do have some chess pieces, but you're down a bishop.
Yeah, but I did get
No, the bishop's up, not down.
Yeah. So all in all, it wasn't the best birthday I've ever had.
Was it top 5?
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough then. You've had some shitty birthdays.
One of them involves a shitty bishop.
No, I banged it up his nose.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to use the word shitty bishop.
I want to see if it came
I think that's my catchphrase now. Introducing Omer Ibrahim, shitty bishop.
I thought this was your catchphrase. Football.
Ah!
Oh, we can never watch Match of the Day again.
That's
What is the story of it?
what story? Match of the day. It's a programme at the end of the footballing day that sums up all the other matches that have been on.
Is it colour Blood Bowl?
No.
Pretty pointless then.
No.
It certainly should.
So, were you ever take part in a chess tournament? Shit.
No, I think the only tournament I've ever competed in, and I'm slightly ashamed of this, is a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
Nice.
When I was 21.
King of the Whitey.
I was 21.
You were 21, so old enough to know
You
better.
guys were
Yeah,
famous for
I remember
the
you
Dragon
going.
Ball Z, right?
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh's the one famous for you get the attack and the charge up and the attack in the same fucking episode.
The only Yu-Gi-Oh! I only know this when I was in college for I only stayed in college for less than a year.
What were you studying?
Pardon? I don't remember. I think I went. I did. I did religious education, philosophy, and ethics. I think I did biology as well.
You did philosophy?
But yeah, I did philosophy
Why?
and ethics. No, there was chicks. No, it was a long story that I'll just make another time, but as to why I got into those. But essentially, my teachers weren't turning up, so I didn't stick around because they weren't sticking around, and I had my dad had a shop to run. But there used to be a load of guys who, even when there was work to be done, would be playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
And in college with me was I'll name drop my friend Zach Sabb Jr., pro wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And so we were always I was wrestling at the time. Obviously, we had been training for a few years. We were on shows and stuff. And we would just wrestle through most of the year. And one time I remember him having... we used to play Bomb the Dweebs, which was when all the guys had their Yu-Gi-Oh cards out. The table was like edge against the wall, but then long ways out, so they would sit like 8 of them in front of each other. So it'd be like 2, like 4 games going on at once. Yeah. And Bomb the Dweebs was basically take all your shit and throw it at them. Right. Until you just messed up their game. But one day they decided, because what we would do is bounce it off the window so it dropped on them, so they cleverly decided to pull their table away from the wall so they were in the middle of the room, which just when in a bar fight in a movie where you grab a guy by the collar and the back of the neck and he slides along the bar.
Yeah.
I did that to Zach through the Yu-Gi-Oh game because we were arseholes. We used to bully. I was an absolute bastard in school.
Did you I was going to say, did you come in with a fucking sweatshirt round your neck?
Hey, dweebs! Get your faggoty asses up there. And I bar fight through him through the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
These cards have got words on them, fairies.
But one of the guys was an absolute dickhead, and he had all of his cards in a briefcase. So we found
briefcase wankers.
Yeah, we found some police line. Actually, I do know where we got the police line. Do not cross tape.
Was it crime scene?
I would probably actually be in trouble if I told you where it came.
Sounds like it's probably.
It was. It was.
Friend's girlfriend's house, wasn't it?
Yeah. And after I killed those phenomenons. And so we just put the police line do not cross tape around his bag, around his briefcase, so it was completely laminated in it. Then put it in the middle of the common room and taped a circle around it with traffic cones. So another time we taped it to the ceiling. One time we just got bored, so we just threw it in the bin.
Sorry, I spaced for a second there. What, you taped their table to the ceiling?
No.
What fucking tape did you use?
Awesome tape.
Tape.
Seriously.
Duct tape.
Yeah, it probably would.
Ducks, actual ducks.
Oh, okay.
So that was all my experience of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was destroying other people's games of Yu-Gi-Oh!
So your experience of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm pretty geeky, as you know, but if I saw someone who turned up to a game with a briefcase, I would probably throw them out.
Yeah.
I'd probably throw them across the table.
We used to bully that. I wouldn't say bully. We used to mock people, and then me and Zach would go home and we'd meet up and we'd be around each other's houses till 2 a.m. watching strange bootleg tapes of wrestling from Japan. So I don't know which one of us was. One of us was playing a widely accepted card game from Japan. The other one was finding Leonardo Spanky reenacting the Titanic in a match with C.W. Anderson from some indie fed in Japan. So I don't know who really was the more dweeby there. But we threw people at people.
It's sort of whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah. We used to destroy the 16 plus block. It was fucking amazing.
Top of the class at something pathetic.
We used to pile up these big soft sofa chairs.
That's my biography title.
Top of the class at something pathetic.
Yeah.
I thought it was just this is a project.
I should write a lot of biography.
Project. Yeah. Write a lot of biography for next time.
Yeah. That was.
We used to pile up chairs and throw people through them, and we entertained the whole U group with a wrestling match using a cardboard table once.
Nice.
And then for some reason I didn't stay on in college.
No, funny that.
I just went and owned a shop.
See, that
I was that dickhead when the teachers were like, if you don't work, you'll never have a job. And I was like, fuck you, I own a shop.
If you don't work, you'll never have a job.
If you don't work in school, if you don't do your homework, I'd turn up and they'd be like, you're never going to get a good job. I was like, I own a business.
Yeah.
But it's guaranteed mine, so I was an absolute dickhead that way.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, there was also that recession thing happening.
Yeah, well, that didn't.
A lot of people who should have had jobs probably don't have jobs.
Oh yeah, no, I never intended to work in the shop. I run I'm just getting people down. No, I run a push bike shop. Yeah, no, on the Isle of Sheppey Cycles. It's a push bike shop. It's been there. My dad owned it years ago. Owns it. It's 44 years old now.
Okay.
Under me and my dad. I took it over when I was 17. I started working there. Then about 3-4 years ago, I actually took it over as mine. And now I'm kind of renovating everything as well. All the work's going on in it.
Yeah.
How's
that going?
Yeah, it's actually fun. I sold my house. Well, my parents and I sold our house just over a year ago to build a flat above the shop, and the ongoing adventures would be a podcast on their own.
I feel like we should do the ongoing adventures.
We should do the ongoing adventures of Omer's flat.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I threatened to punch the builder in the face if he didn't tell me when the plasterboard was going on the wall. And I do believe I would have done it if a customer hadn't walked in. So.
Fair enough. Did you get an answer in the end?
No, I didn't get an answer. But like,
did
he has a labourer who. No, he didn't get punched in the face.
Well, then you've got a weak position. You come across like an abby-pandy.
It's like when your parents make it, it's an empty threat.
Yeah.
Return this car back around.
Yeah.
I'll punch you in the face, you fat Irish twat.
Weakened your own position.
I weakened my own position.
Was that what your car talk was? I'm going to turn this car around and punch you in the face, you fat Irish twat.
They're the builders from 40 Towers.
Yes. I do like a woman who talks like that.
Apparently.
Funny enough, the only way we can get him to work is when my mum has a go at him. So my mum's like 4 foot nothing. So.
Yeah. You need Manly's mum.
Do I?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
What about your mum?
She's terrifying.
She's lovely, but
she's lovely.
If you get on the wrong side,
a bit like Chewy.
Manny is a friend of ours.
Yes. He has a shop.
Let's
not talk about that.
Yeah. Still waiting. Manny, get my ukulele sorted out. You bastard.
I doubt he'll be listening. It requires contact with me.
I still have your drum kit.
Oh, Blake's here. Hey, Blake.
Hello, Blake.
You got any good stories about
Welcome to your house.
About college?
Yeah.
Is that implying I went to college?
No, just any good
Oh,
stories.
I didn't. I fucked around in college.
Doesn't have to be you.
Learned all the jokes on joke.com and then left.
That's paid off more than the actual work.
Yeah,
there is that.
Is this coffee going to arrive anytime soon?
Did you actually order it from anybody or just ask?
I thought we were just like playing.
I like to roleplay because my girlfriend's unattractive.
What?
I was going to make you a coffee, seeing as this is in my house, but to be honest, I was too busy making a box of set of chessmen just to fuck with Rob.
It doesn't actually. You can't actually buy them. He's just fucking.
You can't actually get them. We've just got the world's most silent lathe in the world behind the couch. Blake's been knocking that up.
Oh, is that?
We're knocking out a bishop.
That's what that noise was.
Not to be confused with punching the beef.
That's also why he went quiet for a few minutes.
No, he fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
There isn't a movie on. Anyway, college.
College, yeah.
Any good college stories?
I went to. See, I didn't go to college. I had.
You didn't do education.
I did. No, I
I
did.
grew up in the school of hard nuts.
No, I did a lot of education. I did sixth form, where I got told that having 2 different courses accepted and offered from 2 different unis was retarded because I had six choices. I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do yet, so let's just wait till the grades come in and get stuffed, you fucking arsehole. I was got to be 17-year-old, but
Yeah.
yeah.
You're a gobby 25-year-old.
Well, there is that. I'm also 28.
Are you really? Jesus. Yeah, I'm old.
No, Jesus is about 2000.
I did go to...
He's never once turned up for a podcast.
To be fair, he's a promoter's nightmare. Do you remember that time he just disappeared off the face of the earth for 3 days? Couldn't reach him at all. Wasn't on Twitter.
Blake, please save us from this holy hell of religious stories.
Well, to be fair, I did go to sixth form as well, but I wasn't doing that well, and the teacher said that if I don't butt my friend, Omer won't get a good job.
Sure showed them.
It's amazing that even before we met you, Omer, our fates were all kind of intertwined.
I was always destined to have more sex than Raw.
I did go
You're
with the
awake.
fucking Omer.
You're alive. That's the only condition.
Yeah. I did have a couple of questions like, who the fuck is Omer and how do you know him?
Why does it matter?
Yeah. And why should I give a fuck?
And then this guy showed up in your band.
Yeah.
Threw your brother out.
Yeah. Well, I remember my first day of uni doing the induction stuff, and they called sort of everybody in the humanities department in 2 blocks by surname. So I was in the second one, and I turned up, and they were sat there, and they said, right, so this, tell them about the library, the opening hours, and stuff like that. They said, if you don't bring your books back, we've got really stern penalties. I'm just like imagining some fucking library-based Judge Dredd.
I was just imagining penalties. Sorry. No.
Oh yeah, I should probably be more careful.
It's 1-on-1.
Not the way we heard it. So, and they said, so this is the library, this is the opening hours, this is the rules on how many books you can borrow, and also if you don't apply yourself, I won't get a good job. And I remember thinking at the time, everybody in the room just kind of looking at each other a bit quizzically, and then one person's just like, "Aww." They probably knew you.
I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Learned about bikes. I hope they talk about bikes.
I'm trying to do some other brilliant. Oh, there's college. In college I set off. I was basically blasting my friend with the fire extinguisher.
As you do.
And they threatened to call the police on me. I don't know if it was vandalism or because it was a fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguishers, those things.
And I genuinely got out of trouble because they made me, like I was in, the main school, or whatever, they made me fill in a report, and I just put I was testing it.
Right.
I got away with it.
To be fair, there was a guy in my first year uni house, and the guy was an absolute prick, and I hated him. He's the one person in the world, if I ever saw him in the street, I'd throw him through a fucking shop window.
Try.
Or try, yeah.
Probably reverse it.
Try and fail. I'll probably end up having sex with him somehow.
I took that.
Yeah.
It could be Neil Buchanan, in which case you threw him backwards.
Throw him through an already smashed window and it rebuilds.
You just sit in the corner of the room waiting for somebody to make a call back up.
It's working quite well.
Yeah, that's good. I like
The funniest guy on the show so far.
Yeah, cool Blake.
Yeah.
Better than Cool Black.
Let's
All right.
cut that bit.
It's alright, I'm just talking about Sonic.
About 50 minutes, that works. To be fair, it's not the most racist thing we've said already in the last hour.
Yeah, I said that stereotypically they gave the black hedgehog a gun. I think that beats it.
I think, so, yeah, going on to say that he probably collected watermelon pieces was also
Well, I thought Phil was going to get us most in trouble. That's probably Kylie, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Edit ends here.
You can't say cotton picking.
Now wait, an extortion at the unpaid slave labour.
We'd just like to thank all our listeners, Kylie Minogue, Nick Kay,
The
Black
Million Man
people.
March.
my
PJ Harvey and Duncan.
Migraine Steve. Don't listen to it too loud, Steve.
Yeah, careful. Don't want to break your arm again.
But basically, after I left sixth form, I just went and worked at the pie factory.
How can you...
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, you went there about 18, didn't you?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
27.
Yeah, you left when you were about 25, you haven't worked since.
Do you mean he was 18 or 18 stone?
No, he was 18.
Oh, right.
He's never been 18 stone. He was born 19.
You were born fucking 53, I think. It's not stone, you moany old bastard. I don't like change!
Is this going to kick off, really?
Oh, calm down, Grandad.
Yeah, he's. I don't know why. He's got to be. He's sat on your offside.
Oh, not again.
How long have we been recording for anyway?
Just under an hour, I think.
Should we take a quick break, have a game of FIFA or something?
That sounds.
No!
Yeah. Shall we cut it there?
Yeah, okay.
Go for a good
At least take a break, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right. Well, thanks for listening to the E14 Crazy Train and Crazy Train.
But that's how it blows.
All right.
Rob doesn't get none.
Not as good as depressed try.
See you later, Kylie.
Oh, no, can we every week, can we improv the outro thing?
I'll just sing Crazy Train every week.
We don't talk about football, and we don't talk about pie factories. We'll talk about everything else on the Crazy Chinook.
All right. And on that
Bit
note,
racist.
thanks for listening. Bye.